Let me ask you something. Have you ever been told, just walk more, that will fix your leg circulation? And you followed that advice, day after day, but your feet still feel cold, your ankles still swell, and stairs don't feel as steady as they used to? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Here's something most people don't hear often enough. Poor leg circulation after 60 is incredibly common, and it doesn't always show up in obvious ways at first. Many people assume these changes are just a normal part of getting older, so they ignore the early signs. But circulation problems tend to develop quietly, long before they become serious. This video isn't here to scare you. It's here to help you understand what your body is really telling you, and what you can actually do about it. There's one key piece most advice leaves out, and once you know it, everything starts to make a lot more sense. Let's talk about it. Poor leg circulation after the age of 60 is far more common than most people realize, yet it is often overlooked or misunderstood. Many older adults assume that cold feet, swollen ankles, or tired legs are simply a normal part of aging. As a result, early warning signs are frequently ignored. In reality, circulation problems tend to develop slowly and quietly, without obvious pain at first. This is why a large number of people are unaware they have underlying vascular issues until symptoms become more serious and harder to manage. Conditions such as peripheral artery disease can progress for years before being diagnosed. By the time medical attention is sought, mobility, balance, and overall quality of life may already be affected. Recognizing poor circulation as a common health concern, not just an inconvenience, is the first critical step. Early awareness allows older adults to take action sooner, protect their independence, and reduce the risk of long-term complications. Poor leg circulation is not just about discomfort such as cold feet or swollen ankles. It is often a warning sign that the heart and blood vessels are under increasing strain. When blood flow to the legs is reduced, oxygen and nutrients cannot reach tissues efficiently. Over time, this can lead to slow wound healing, frequent infections, muscle weakness, and a higher risk of falls. In more severe cases, untreated circulation problems may contribute to serious complications, including ulcers or even amputation. These outcomes are not inevitable, but they become more likely when early signs are ignored. Understanding the real risks behind poor circulation empowers you to take action before small issues turn into life-changing problems. If this information is helpful to you or someone you care about, take a moment to subscribe to the channel for more science-based, senior-friendly health guidance. And please leave a comment below. Share your age, where you're watching from, or whether you've experienced circulation issues. Your voice matters, and we read every comment. Although walking is widely recommended as the safest and easiest exercise for older adults, it is often not enough to improve leg circulation on its own. Walking does increase general movement, but it does not consistently activate the specific muscle groups responsible for pumping blood from the legs back to the heart. Most people walk at a comfortable pace that relies on momentum rather than strong muscle contraction. As a result, the calf muscles, often called the second heart, do not engage deeply or long enough to create meaningful improvements in venous return. Without this activation, blood can continue to pool in the lower legs and feet. This is why many older adults who walk daily still experience cold toes, swelling, or heavy legs. Walking is not harmful, but when used alone, it leaves an important gap in circulation training that must be addressed with more targeted movements. Another key reason walking often falls short is that most older adults do not walk in a way that fully challenges their muscles. With age, people naturally adopt shorter strides, reduced push-off from the toes, and a slower pace to feel safe and stable. While this makes walking more comfortable, it significantly lowers muscle engagement in the calves, thighs, and hips. These muscles are essential for compressing the veins and helping blood move upward against gravity. When walking becomes too gentle or passive, it relies more on momentum than muscle strength. As a result, the deep muscle contractions needed to stimulate healthy circulation never fully occur. Over time, this pattern allows blood to pool in the lower legs, increasing swelling, stiffness, and fatigue. This explains why many seniors walk regularly, yet see little improvement in leg temperature, swelling, or balance. The issue is not a lack of effort, but a lack of targeted muscle activation. The calf muscles play a critical role in leg circulation and are often referred to as the body's second heart. Every time the calf muscles contract, they squeeze the deep veins in the lower legs and push blood upward toward the heart, working against gravity. This pumping action is essential for maintaining healthy blood flow, especially after the age of 60, when vein elasticity and valve efficiency naturally decline. If the calf muscles are weak or underused, this pump becomes less effective. Blood then begins to pool in the feet and ankles, leading to swelling, heaviness, coldness, and discomfort. Over time, poor calf pump function can also reduce oxygen delivery to tissues, slow healing, and negatively affect balance and walking confidence. Simply moving the legs is not enough. These muscles must contract with purpose. Understanding the role of the calves helps explain why targeted exercises are so important for restoring circulation and protecting long-term mobility in older adults. When the calf pump is not working effectively, blood begins to collect in the feet and ankles instead of flowing smoothly back to the heart. This pooling of blood increases pressure in the lower legs, leading to swelling, heaviness, stiffness, and a persistent feeling of cold feet. Over time, reduced blood flow also means less oxygen and fewer nutrients reach the muscles and tissues. As a result, legs fatigue more quickly, balance becomes less stable, and simple activities like standing up, climbing stairs, or walking on uneven ground feel more difficult. These changes often happen gradually, which is why many people accept them as normal aging. But they are actually warning signs of a circulation system that needs support. If this message resonates with you, subscribe to the channel for more science-based guidance on healthy aging. And leave a comment below. Tell us your age, where you're watching from, or what leg symptoms you've noticed. We read every comment, and your experience may help others. The solution to poor leg circulation is not simply to move more, but to move with intention and purpose. After the age of 60, the body responds best to exercises that specifically activate the muscles responsible for pumping blood back to the heart. Random or low-effort movement often fails to produce meaningful change because it does not challenge the circulatory system in the right way. Targeted muscle activation, especially in the calves, thighs, and hips, helps restore the natural pumping mechanism that supports healthy blood flow. These movements work with the body's changing biology rather than against it. They improve circulation without placing excessive stress on the joints or requiring high-intensity workouts. By focusing on the right muscles, even simple exercises can produce powerful results. This approach shifts the goal from doing more to doing what works, making circulation training safer, more effective, and more sustainable for long-term health and independence. The exercises introduced in this program are not based on trends, social media challenges, or quick fixes. They are grounded in established medical research and are commonly used in physical therapy and vascular rehabilitation settings. These movements have been studied for their ability to improve blood flow, reduce swelling, and restore functional strength in older adults. Doctors and physical therapists often prescribe them after surgery or during recovery, because they are safe, low impact, and highly effective. Unlike generic exercise advice, these movements are designed with the aging body in mind, taking into account changes in muscle strength, joint health, and circulation. Their effectiveness comes not from intensity, but from consistency and correct muscle engagement. By following science-backed exercises, older adults can improve circulation in a controlled and sustainable way, reducing the risk of injury while supporting long-term mobility, balance, and overall quality of life. The first key movement is the seated ankle pump, a simple but powerful exercise that helps reactivate the calf muscles. Although it looks basic, this movement directly stimulates the calf pump, which is essential for pushing blood from the lower legs back toward the heart. When performed regularly, ankle pumps can reduce swelling, improve foot temperature, and relieve the heavy or tight feeling many older adults experience in their legs. One of the greatest advantages of this exercise is its accessibility. It can be done while sitting in a chair, watching television, or resting after meals. This makes it especially useful for people who spend long periods seated or who have limited mobility. The goal is not speed or force, but slow, controlled movement that encourages consistent muscle contraction. Over time, this gentle exercise helps wake up the circulation system and prepares the legs for more advanced strength and balance activities. The next important movement is the seated leg lift, which focuses on strengthening the muscles of the thighs and hips. These muscle groups play a vital role in supporting circulation because they help compress the large veins in the upper legs, assisting blood flow back toward the heart. As people age, these muscles often weaken due to shorter steps and reduced daily activity. When this happens, standing up from a chair, climbing stairs, and walking for longer periods become more difficult and tiring. Seated leg lifts help reverse this process in a safe and controlled way. By lifting one leg at a time while seated, the muscles are activated without placing stress on the knees or lower back. With regular practice, this movement improves leg strength, supports better circulation, and increases confidence in everyday movements, making daily life feel easier and more stable. The third movement builds on strength and circulation by combining them with balance through controlled calf raises. This exercise trains the calf muscles to contract more effectively, while also teaching the body to stay stable during movement. Unlike regular walking, which often lacks a strong push-off, calf raises emphasize lifting the heels and briefly holding the position at the top. This pause is critical because it keeps the calf pump engaged long enough to push blood upward against gravity. At the same time, the exercise challenges the nervous system to coordinate balance and muscle control. Practicing this movement helps improve ankle stability, reaction time, and walking confidence. Over time, it reduces the risk of stumbling and falling, especially during everyday activities such as stepping off a curb or walking on uneven surfaces. This simple exercise connects circulation training with real-world functional safety. Single leg balance is one of the most important yet overlooked movements for adults over 60. Standing on one leg may seem simple, but it challenges the ankle, calf, hip, and core muscles to work together continuously. This sustained muscle activation keeps the calf pump engaged longer than during normal walking, which supports better circulation. At the same time, the brain is actively adjusting to maintain stability, strengthening the nervous system and improving body awareness. Research consistently shows that poor balance is strongly linked to higher fall risk and loss of independence. Practicing single-leg balance daily can help slow or even reverse this decline. If you find this exercise challenging, that's exactly why it matters. Subscribe to the channel for more science-based strategies to stay strong and independent as you age. And leave a comment below. Tell us how long you can hold a single-leg balance or what balance challenges you face. Your experience helps build a stronger community. The final and most powerful movement is the standing calf pump hold, an exercise widely used in vascular rehabilitation programs. This movement directly targets the calf muscles, which act as a hydraulic pump to push blood upward from the legs toward the heart. By rising onto the balls of the feet and holding the position for several seconds, the calf muscles create sustained pressure on the deep veins. This sustained contraction is what makes the exercise so effective. Unlike walking, which only briefly activates the calves, the hold allows the pump to work long enough to overcome gravity and improve venous return. With regular practice, this movement can significantly reduce ankle swelling, improve walking endurance, and increase balance confidence. Despite its simplicity, it is one of the most effective exercises for restoring circulation and supporting long-term leg health in older adults. One of the most important details in circulation training is understanding that how long a muscle contracts often matters more than how fast it moves. In exercises designed to improve leg circulation, the holding phase is where the real benefit occurs. When muscles, especially the calves, remain contracted for several seconds, they apply sustained pressure to the veins, helping push blood upward against gravity. Quick or rushed movements may look active, but they often fail to engage the circulation system long enough to create meaningful change. This is why simply walking faster or increasing step count does not always improve symptoms like swelling or cold feet. Slowing down, controlling the movement, and holding key positions allows the second heart to do its job effectively. Focusing on time under tension makes circulation exercises safer, more efficient, and better suited for aging joints and muscles. When poor circulation is left unaddressed, it often leads to a gradual but harmful downward cycle. As blood flow decreases, the legs feel heavier, weaker, and more uncomfortable, which causes people to move less. Reduced movement then leads to further muscle weakness, especially in the calves and thighs, making circulation even worse. Balance begins to decline, confidence drops, and everyday activities feel more difficult or risky. Over time, this increases the likelihood of falls, injuries, and loss of independence. What makes this cycle dangerous is how quietly it develops. Each step feels small and manageable on its own, so many people accept the changes as normal aging. But together, they create a compounding effect that is hard to reverse once it becomes severe. Breaking this cycle early, by improving circulation and muscle activation, is essential for maintaining mobility, safety, and quality of life as we age. The good news is that the human body remains adaptable at every age. Even after 60, muscles, blood vessels, and the nervous system can respond positively to the right kind of movement. Decline is not an unavoidable consequence of aging. In many cases, it is the result of underuse or ineffective exercise. When circulation is properly stimulated and muscles are activated with intention, improvements can happen surprisingly quickly. Older adults often notice warmer feet, reduced swelling, better balance, and increased confidence within weeks of consistent practice. These changes do not require intense workouts or athletic ability. Small, targeted exercises performed regularly are enough to signal the body to adapt and strengthen. This understanding replaces fear with empowerment and reminds us that progress is always possible. With the right approach, aging can be accompanied by continued improvement rather than inevitable decline. Improving leg circulation does not require extreme effort, complicated routines, or expensive equipment. What matters most is choosing exercises that are appropriate for your body and performing them consistently. Gentle, low-impact movements are often more effective than intense workouts because they place less stress on the joints while still activating the muscles responsible for blood flow. This makes the routine safer and easier to maintain over time. When exercises feel manageable, people are more likely to stick with them, and consistency is the key to long-term improvement. Even a few minutes a day can produce meaningful results when the right muscles are engaged. By listening to your body and focusing on quality rather than intensity, circulation training becomes a sustainable habit rather than a burden. This approach supports steady progress and helps protect mobility, balance, and independence as you age. Small, consistent actions can lead to powerful, long-term changes. Just a few simple movements practiced daily can help restore healthy circulation, improve balance, and make everyday walking feel easier and more secure. Warmer feet, reduced swelling, and steadier steps are not unrealistic goals. They are signs that the body is responding to proper care. You do not need to move like you did at 25. You only need to move with purpose and awareness. Every repetition is an investment in your future mobility and independence. The sooner you begin, the more control you gain over how you age. If this series has given you clarity or confidence, subscribe to the channel for more science-based, senior-friendly health guidance. And leave a comment below. Tell us which movement you plan to start with, or what changes you hope to see. We read every comment, and your journey may inspire someone else to take the first step.